What's the weirdest reason someone was mad at you? Because I wouldn't wake him up with a blowjob. He was literally throwing things and crying because I like to sleep in and refused to do it. I put the milk in the clean cup and not the dirty, icky one in the sink. Woman shrugging light skin tone. Toddlers are weird. Coworker asked how I got my arms and legs so smooth and hair-free. Got mad when I told her they're naturally hairless. My mom got mad when I told her I found out I'm allergic to dairy, and refused to make me meals that were dairy-free. I can cook for myself just fine, she's just better. My sister has been mad at me for 32 years because I have green eyes. It was worse when I was a baby, they were blue. She was hanging upside from the monkey bars at school and candy fell out of her pockets. I tried to give her the candy back, lol, she was annoyed. I lost my high school best friend because I had the audacity to tell her the boy she was dating and supposedly in love with that he was asking me out on dates behind her back. She blew up at me and I haven't talked to her since. I've had a few lady friends over the years get crappy with me for having naturally rosy cheeks and not needing blush, nice skin, and not needing eyeshadow. Just seems a silly reason to be upset and attack your friend for. Jealousy maybe? IDK. Because I didn't want to be shown a bug he found in his backpack. This was in law school. People like to get mad at me for having money. I don't have a lot of money, but I do work full-time and live at home, so I definitely don't need to worry much about income. I've been yelled at for buying people nicer gifts, buying myself the new iPhone and being able to pay for it fully up front, and even buying my cat some new toys. I don't try to put people down or flaunt money at all, but people really like to be mad at me for having it. 'Cause her boyfriend hit on me and I told her. We were friends for years before that. Her boyfriend was some criminal scumbag too. She still doesn't talk to me, it's been almost 15 years. My ex got mad at me for working from home and not going places during the pandemic, lol. I was minding my business with my friend at a bar. Just having a good time, casual, not flirting with anyone, only interacting with my two friends there. One of my friends got angry with me because she was trying to flirt but some boys looked at me instead of her. I wasn't flirting and didn't want to flirt. Still she asked me to leave so she had a better shot. Okay, lol. The smell of toast woke him up. Long time ago, relationship was short-lived, thank goodness. But long story short, I had to get up extra early one week to do inventory at work. He was unemployed. We shared a small studio apartment with a kitchenette, and I made myself toast for breakfast because it was quick and quiet. I was standing in the kitchen area eating and he started yelling at me that the smell woke him up. I said, what would you have me do, eat it outside? He said yes and continued to throw a fit. I said fuck it and just left. Came home after work to find out he had thrown some of my stuff and broken it out of anger. Because the smell of toast woke him up. My friend made a snippy comment about the fact that I can eat anything and not gain weight. So sorry that everyone's body is different and I have a good metabolism. I caught word from a friend who was also friends with this girl from high school that she disliked me because I was too nice. I held a door open for her one time and she just stared daggers at me. That moment validated it for me. He threw his phone at the ground repeatedly until it broke. He was mad because I wouldn't take the blame even though he did it in front of a ton of witnesses. For being atheist and not wanting a man or kids. How does that bother people? I didn't tell my roommate that I had unloaded the dishwasher. Came home from class to her stomping around the kitchen, furiously loading the dishwasher. She yelled at me for not telling her I'd unloaded it. We later learned that she has Graves' disease, which was affecting her mood, among other things. Her temper flares went away completely once she had her diagnosis and went on medication for it. For leaving a bar early. A friend and I were at HH with large group of mutual friends and I felt sick and had to quickly go home early. I got a barrage of angry texts for leaving without saying goodbye. When I suggested that she was being unfair, as I was sick and there were 10 other people there, she got even more irate and accused me of being uninterested in resolving the dispute. I said I would talk if she was willing to calmly talk in person and I got another barrage of angry texts and we still don't talk to this day. My sister has been just pissed with me for about 3 years because I have a boyfriend and she does not. It's the weirdest shit ever. 3 fucking years. A guy the first was dating got mad at me for smiling at his friend when we were all hanging out and laughing. He was so mean to me in the silent sense he made me cry that night. Like hella cold shoulder, but you're drunk and can't leave so I'm gonna be silent towards only you when you're here with me and my friends type cold shoulder. When you feel the hate. Kinda glad I got out of that one. My Dutch teacher once got mad at me for reading a Dutch book for my Dutch book report. Because I already finished my Dutch homework in my exam, I was being the perfect student to her in my own eyes. I literally did all she wanted, and then some more, and she got angry because I didn't ask her permission. Others were on their phone or talking to each other while I was minding my own business and being silent. I told her she was a whiny bitch and I had to write. I won't say disrespectful things ever again. I moved around a hell of a lot as a kid, including to areas with different speech patterns and accents. Even now, I code switch sometimes to adapt without realizing it. One time someone got very angry with me because they interpreted that as me mocking them. That was odd. Once I dared to say no to kissing a boy. And I had the audacity to go to the mall with my aunt and not my ex, and him being 4 hours away and at school wasn't a good enough excuse. I said, crap, in my math class because other teachers allowed me to say it with O penalty. Crap as in replacer for stuff. She prevented me from speaking from the rest of the class and held me back to lecture the 16 years old like they were 6. Similarly, other boys in my class said damn and tard without repercussion. She even made fun of the sped kids one time. For being gay. Sometimes it's because of the LGBT community and how in your face they are about it, but 1. I don't do that. And 2. Queer people have been made to hide in the shadows and be ashamed for who they are for a very long time. If they want to show their colors, let them. If they are being rude about it, then you can be upset. But just wearing rainbow all the time isn't a bad thing. You just want something to be mad at to force them back into the shadows. 1. My mill. Because I wouldn't stay at home and do laundry as she asked instead of going to work, and I had the audacity to say my husband, her son will do it after he wakes up because it's his off day. 2. Abusive asshole I once dated. Because I refused to swallow his cum because I said I could before. I had never tried it and was open to trying, but I suddenly gagged when it did get into my mouth and spit it out in the end. Also this asshole. Whenever I left him on read for 5 minutes. Even if I has a valid reason like a phone interview. Or because I fell asleep. Or because I was feeling extremely carsick and didn't want to look at my phone. My mill got mad at me for not greeting her properly and refused to speak to me for several days. For reference, it was the day before Thanksgiving and I was in the middle of preparing a million things for the dinner I was making for her family. I said, "Happy Thanksgiving," when she arrived, and she wouldn't accept anything less than me dropping everything to sit down for a full-blown conversation at that very minute. Because I don't hate custard. I didn't offer them a cupcake. I brought them in for my staff. She wasn't one of them. Was making a quesadilla once and my roommate at the time told me I had a negative aura. Another time she got mad at me because I wasn't answering her questions as thoroughly as she wanted. When I told one person that I did PhD. I am a woman. She stops talking with me. This happens quite a lot actually. I just mention it because to me it's the weirdest reason. I refuse to do anything that makes me uncomfortable or is just unreasonable in my eyes. When people ask me something I straight up don't want to do for them, they often get angry because apparently I am selfish for not catering to them. I wasn't born to please anyone else, and people tend to get really upset about me living by that. My friend stopped talking to me for weeks twice. She was only 16 then, because I didn't want to go out of my way to do something with her, when she keeps canceling or being super late all the time. I don't bear grudges, we're still friends. That I wasn't the first one to wish her happy birthday, like right at 12:01 a.m. And this wasn't in middle school, it was university. I have a fast metabolism. Because I didn't say that her hair looked fine while I was in the middle of texting my boyfriend. Always had to be the center of attention. Crazy bye, I'm glad I cut her off lol. I told my roommate that I thought she might get hurt dating the stripper she was in an open relationship with. She stopped talking to me and moved in with him. We'd been best friends since middle school. Lol dated this one girl who was hearing rumors about me but it was her friend lying to her because she didn't want to see her happy. And she was always instantly mad or irritated, until she asked me why and I said whatever someone is telling you isn't true. As I was a guy who literally went to work and home. Eventually had to confront the friend, to me forever to find out who was telling her lies about me. But once I did, we talked. And well, long story short, her friend was miserable and couldn't stand seeing her friend not miserable. But we are good, as I had to reassure her I'm not doing anything still. Man facepalming, medium skin tone. My 21st birthday was ruined by a new friend who got at me for eating sliders with my hands. Her speech must have lasted 10 minutes. It's finger food, a fucking burger. This was my first time at a bar in NYC, and she threatened to leave at 9 p. I didn't want to go home alone, so I left too. Bonus round. Had a coworker, roommate who had gotten involved with one of the married guys stop talking to me after I told her. I won't judge her for it. She was the gossip of everyone there, and I was just trying to be open-minded since I wasn't there when it happened. Either way, I did find out from her that once the job was over, and she had to move back to university, she was planning on getting this guy she wanted despite having a girlfriend. So fuck her. She's now married, of all people. I killed their goldfish. I do feel bad, but it was an accident. I refused to hug my sister's 1BF. They were so toxic it wasn't funny, and the guy was not pleasant to be around, and I'm not a hugger, and we both asked her to stop. But my sister would scream for hours at me for not welcoming him into the family. She was like 19 at the time, so she knew better. She's still mad about it. My nephew was mad at me because he farted. As if I had anything to do with it. Plenty of weird reasons. Left the company and the owner said that I'm using the company to test out the job role. Mind her, I left my previous company for this company and now I'm jobless. At my last workplace that was toxic. Lots of them were mad that I didn't fondled myself within the drama and was basically unbothered, always chilled about anything. They went around to make me as the bad person and somehow put me inside the drama. I still went out with my head high unbothered and they were even madder. Friend got angry and for not sending her a postcard from Spain. When I got her a necklace gift she didn't want it because she wanted a postcard for a collection. They thought I was mad at them and retaliated. Me being mad at them while pretending nothing happened, because nothing happened, infuriated them. Apparently I texted wrong or ignored them at a party I was busy hosting, or whatever their anxious minds picked up on. Seriously, I've had one-sided fights with people without even noticing. They were battling their insecurities and fear of rejection and abandonment on the ground of me. And only told me weeks later, utterly convinced that we were fighting. So weird. Oh, I thought of another one. I was traveling with two male friends and their mom, and we were being benignly stupid about something, teenagers lol. She told us to stop being stupid, and one of the boys literally didn't speak to her for a week. He's on the spectrum, so that had something to do with it. He's very intelligent but also stubborn. Lived in communal housing. I saw the most filthiest tea mug on the side in the shared kitchen. It was caked in thick brown tea stain muck. I was new, didn't know it was in use. It looked like a dirty old teabag dump. I washed it and some woman in there started stomping round fuming about this mug being washed. Wanted to physically fight over it. She said I ruined it and her tea tastes more seasoned with her filthy mug.